I like that one because I like how you kind of started with a cold open. I always dig songs that have that cold open. How did you determine that that's what you were going to do with that one?
Honestly, it just comes to a feel. A lot of it being deaf in the one ear has to come from raw emotion. I'm hoping that someday when I work together more with like a producer, and get in a studio where there's other people involved, which I'm very confident is going to happen because just things are rolling right along. But it felt right, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, it feels good, do
That's
it, right? Cool. So when I feel something there, it's and the nicest part, Ron, is it seems like when it gets live, it just gets better.
To that point, speaking of live, someone who's notorious for doing great live shows, and I've seen him live. He does a fantastic Kid Rock. And I wanted to ask you about this specifically because if anybody doesn't know Alex Sands, they for sure know Kid Rock, right? And they're going to know about Alex Sands. But they could have known about Alex Sands before because is it correct? Did I learn this right that he offered you a contract to play drums for his band?
Again, it is absolutely true. Before Stephanie joined the band, the year, I cannot remember the exact year. What I can tell you is that, and we're about the 4th or 5th band out of 20 bands, get up there. I never played the drums with Head Factory one time, but because the way I play in my heart, I went up there, I know the songs, I wrote the songs with the band, played my butt off, Ron. About 5-6 songs, finish our set, walk off stage, and Kid Rock's there with Michael Persch, and he says to me, do you know who I am? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I mean, honestly, I'm like Alex Sands, Holland Finch. I'm in the basement playing my songs, going to the bar. Back then, I'm doing whatever I got to do. Someone listen to my music.
Right.
I have a song where I'm joking. I'm like, man, if you're going to the bathroom and taking a dump, I'll set my shit up in the bathroom just to do a solo for you. If that's the only time I'm going to capture you, I want you to hear this stuff, and it's not easy. People are living their lives and they're busy. Kid Rock was there though. He noticed what I was doing. He walked, I'm like, well, I don't know who you are. He turns around, he's got this big old Kid Rock in like emeralds and stuff. It's his face and it says Kid Rock. It's a big fur coat. And I'm like, when he turns around, it says Kid Rock. I'm like, man, you're Kid Rock. And we laughed and he's like, I really want you to come audition for this band that I've got, Twisted Brown Trucker. And will you come to the studio? I'm like, when? He's like, right now. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, why, whatever. Him and Michael ran up on stage with me, and my buddy Dave was driving me that day because back then I was definitely doing a little bit more drinking than I should. So I knew that at least I was smart that way. So Dave's helping me, Kid Rock, we're all carrying the stuff down. We got my drums going in Kid Rock's car and my buddy Dave's car. And we're following him down the freeway to Royal Oak at his studio that he has there, which is still there, the Rust Belt Studios. And he has Kenny Olson and the original bass player. I can't even remember his name right now because I believe they've changed quite a few times now. And it's just the three of us at first. And they're waiting there because he'd already told them to be there. And we just threw down for hours. And I mean, playing bow with the bow and stuff like that before it was ever released.
Wow.
And while we're jamming our asses off, then, Kid Rock got on and started doing some of his DJ stuff with it. And I don't know if Michael Persch or I'm assuming he was the one getting the contract ready because as soon as we were done jamming, we sat down and talked. And he's like, I want you to come back to my house. I live right next door. At that time, he owned the house next to the studio. And he's like, here's a contract. I want you to be the drummer for Twisted Brown Trucker. My dilemma with that is I just got off the road I was in Seattle for about, 3 or 4 months, writing and recording, living in Nirvana studio. I had a bunch of crazy stuff that happened, and I had a wife, I had kids. Her and I talked. She gave me some, I don't know if I can deal with that lifestyle, also my anxieties. So, man,
so you turned him down. You turned him down.
It was also like $500 a week, but it was like when we're on the road, you have to be on the road 24/7.
Right.
And you have to pay, at that point, you have to pay for your own stuff out of your money. So I'm not getting a contract where I'm going to make any royalties or anything. So I was at least smart enough at that point A lot of people don't look at it that way. A lot of people are like, I'm stupid. My whole life, well, you're stupid. And a lot of people, I don't believe you played with Kid Rock. But Kid Rock is like you and I. He's a human being. He's a great performer. He's you know what he is better than a performer, and you know he's good, right? He's a businessman, and he's a smart businessman.